Today we're figuring out how to completely transform your morning from this chaotic, dreaded chore into a seriously empowering launchpad for your day. Look, the modern world is constantly trying to dictate exactly how we should think and feel, but right now we're actually going to use some ancient wisdom to take back control. It's pretty wild to think that a 2,000-year-old quote perfectly identifies our absolute best weapon against the frantic, non-stop pace of the 21st century. And that weapon? It's our own minds. Here's a fun fact for you. Marcus Aurelius, an actual Roman emperor, literally used to write notes to himself to stop being lazy and just get out of bed. Even back then, he completely understood that finding true calm really means mastering your own internal reactions. So here is our roadmap for a well-lived Stoic day. We're going to cover 1. Uncovering your daily purpose. 2. Mastering the night before. 3. Conquering that morning chaos. 4. The incredible power of small acts. 5. Shifting your Stoic perspective. And finally 6. Ending the day with gratitude. All right, let's jump right into step 1. Uncover your daily purpose, looking specifically at the beautiful Japanese concept of ikigai.
So what are you passionate about? What are you inherently good at? What does the world actually need from you? And of course, what can you get paid for? By asking yourself these 4 really dynamic questions, you're looking for that ultimate sweet spot. It's that magical place where your personal passions perfectly align with your broader role in the human story. You see, when you lock into this kind of deeper purpose, your alarm clock basically becomes completely irrelevant because you are genuinely fueled and excited to start the day.
Moving right along to step 2, master the night before, which introduces what we call the paradox of preparation. Now, a solid pre-sleep routine isn't about some rigid, joy-sucking discipline that ruins your evening. Think about it. If we're just doom scrolling until our eyes literally blur, we aren't giving our brains any time to process the day. But by simply limiting screen time an hour before bed, jotting down your top 3 priorities for tomorrow, and doing a little deep breathing to physically lower your heart rate, you are effectively pressing a giant mental reset button. That is exactly how you wake up feeling genuinely refreshed. Which brings us to step 3. Conquer the morning chaos. Or, as I like to think of it, reclaiming the dawn. First thing in the morning, we are immediately faced with a choice. We can either actively create a reservoir of peace, or we can instantly surrender to external demands. You know the feeling. Rolling over and immediately grabbing your phone basically lets the entire world dictate your mood for the day. But if you choose the intentional state, if you actively subtract all that noise by reading, meditating, or honestly, just savoring your coffee and the serene quiet of the dawn, that is a massive, massive investment in your overall well-being. But hey, what if you slip up and stay perfectly cocooned in your warm bed? Well, that's exactly where you practice a little Stoic self-compassion. Seriously, do not spiral into guilt over this. Recognize the error, sure, but then just take a deep breath, forgive yourself, and gently let it go so you can try again tomorrow. Slipping into the path of least resistance every now and then isn't some fatal flaw. It's just part of being human. We learn, we let it slide, and we keep moving forward.
All right, let's look at step 4, the power of small acts, the true building blocks of a disciplined life.
Listen, every single time you choose to do these seemingly little things, you're actually casting a vote for the type of resilient, ordered person you want to become. Take placing your alarm clock all the way across the room. It's not just about forcing yourself to stand up and fight that irresistible magnetic pull of a warm bed on a rainy Monday morning. It's a small, deliberate act of defense against the inertia of comfort. And making your bed meticulously, I know it might feel kind of trivial, especially if you're the only one who's ever going to see it, but it is a fundamental exercise in care. If you can just commit to these minor acts of discipline, like keeping a consistent wake-up time, you are actively training yourself to uphold your commitments in the much bigger, far more significant areas of your life. Now, it's worth noting that the Stoics heavily valued community. Getting yourself an accountability partner, a trusted ally in self-improvement, completely transforms a daunting, solitary struggle into an inspiring, shared adventure. They're the ones who share your commitment to growth, offer mutual support, and remind you of your goals when your bed feels just a little too warm. Plus, they can provide totally new perspectives on your routine, spot your blind spots, and of course, celebrate your victories right alongside you. Let's move to step 5. Shift your Stoic perspective. This one is all about mental rehearsal and mortality. If this were my last day, would I be proud of how I'm choosing to spend it? Man, reflecting on our own mortality is the absolute ultimate cure for complacency. When you start treating the day ahead as a blank canvas and you deeply realize that it's a gift that literally isn't guaranteed to anyone, all those petty daily annoyances suddenly lose their power. You become laser-focused on the legacy you actually want to build. And this isn't about making yourself anxious, not at all. It's about being totally liberated to live your life to the fullest.
This naturally leads into the concept of negative visualization. Now, far from being pessimistic, periodically imagining potential challenges or losses is exactly what ensures you are emotionally equipped to handle life's curveballs. It's simply about taking a quick moment to mentally rehearse how you'd handle, say, a missed bus or a sudden crisis at work. By actively imagining life without the things you currently take for granted, you are almost immediately hit with this massive wave of gratitude for what you have right here, right now. And that brings us perfectly to our final step, step 6, end the day with gratitude. This is how we close the Stoic loop.
Taking just a few moments before you go to sleep to grab a gratitude journal and reflect on your day creates this amazing ripple effect that actually primes you for an even better morning tomorrow. Jotting down moments of thanks fundamentally shifts your focus away from what you feel is lacking, straight toward the absolute abundance that's already sitting right in front of you. This could be acknowledging a beautiful sunset you saw, a random kind gesture from a stranger, or literally just the comfort of the bed you're currently lying in. It just ensures that you always close the day on a highly positive note, setting the absolute best stage for a peaceful night's sleep.
As this beautiful quote highlights, a good life is marked not by external achievements, but by inner peace, contentment, and a deep-seated appreciation for the present moment. True happiness and unshakable resilience don't come from your material possessions. They come from mastering your inner world, one intentional day at a time. The whole Stoic pursuit of a good life is simply about waking up with purpose, acting with intention throughout the day, and then closing the day out with profound gratitude.
So let me ask you, are you ready to completely transform your chaotic morning into a purposeful life by taking back control tonight? Because every single day is a brand new opportunity to build your legacy. Embracing these practices means actively choosing to become a much more resilient version of yourself. So I'm going to leave you with this one final thought to ponder. You have the absolute power to change everything, and it starts tonight. How will you choose to wake up tomorrow? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer.